Guess what's all the rage in the fitness world these days? No carb diet. In simpler words, going without sugar for at least a week, voluntarily. Oh. The no sugar diet is an extreme version of the keto diet. It eliminates all the carbs, including some fruits and vegetables, not just pasta and tortillas. Find out what would happen to you if you took up this diet in the latest episode of BigFactz. What if you stopped eating sugar for a week? Subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications button for more videos like this. But first, what are carbs exactly? Since we found out they are not just in pasta. They are our main energy source, and they are found practically everywhere, from grains to legumes to milk. So if you stopped sugar for a week, you will have to stop eating all these foods and just survive on cheese and meats. Which doesn't sound bad, to be honest. But yeah, really, it isn't so great. What is the point of cutting out sugar if you are going to gorge yourself on cheese all day? So the people who do this diet simply eat stuff like avocado without toast. Of course, they do have carbs, but in the form of fibers, so they cannot be digested anyway. How can you get on the carb train? The key is to keep your net carbs intake less than 20 to 50 grams per day, and that is about the end of it. Food and drinks that you can have are meats, fish, eggs, cheese, and water. If you start to go crazy before day 3, you can eat nuts, non-starchy vegetables, which unfortunately don't include potatoes, and high-fat fruits like coconut. The only good thing about this diet that there is no specific caloric requirement. So yeah, you can gorge yourself on cheese and still brag about how you went a week without sugar. But the real question is whether you will lose weight with this diet. Not really in a week, and definitely not if you don't watch your calories. Tragic. A fair warning, the no carbs week will suck a lot. Particularly if your body is used to carbs, because your body loves carbs. When you stop eating sugar, it literally goes into withdrawal. It is also known as the Keto Flu. Although it doesn't involve any germs, you just feel as bad as you would while you are sick. When you start, you'll be in very high spirits. After all, the motivation and the promise of a beach body is drug in its own right. But as soon as the high comes down, you will start to feel bad, really bad. The symptoms include headaches, mental fog, muscle ache, and fatigue. Actually, even if you eat plenty of foods, as long as you are not touching carbs, you will feel like you are completely devoid of life. This sluggish condition is popularly termed as Carb Flu. The main feature is the lack of energy, because if someone who eats carbs regularly, going cold turkey is hard on the body, and of course, on the brain. Prepare to be Henry hungry or angry since day one. What makes this so different from going on a healthy diet with a normal amount of carbs? Well, for once, your body is quite used to digesting carbs for energy and storing the rest. It has to go out of its normal ways to accommodate you. So we feel an obligation to remind you that if you are thinking of a sugarless weekend, don't. A much healthier option is eating healthier foods like squash and sweet potato and being careful about carbless foods. Even nutritionists don't really mind eating carbs as long as it's not too much. And of course, one of the few occasions that this diet is useful is bodybuilding. But mostly, all you need to do is swap your processed white bread for whole wheat bread and eat more vegetables. But if you still want to do the diet, then we can prepare you for it. Try to eat a lot of veggies and fruits beforehand and completely cut out refined carbs like store-bought pastas. Also, there is some good news. When you completely cut out processed carbs, if you are very, very lucky, the sluggishness can go away after 3 days instead of 7. The miracle happens when your body learns to burn fat instead of carbs for fuel. The day before you go sugar-free, stock up on vegetables. Make sure you are getting all nutrients, including vitamin C and iron. Plus, we are giving you an out if you start to go mad in the head. Just have a chunk of bread and dance around for a half hour. It would be burned off, and you could jump on the no-carb train without any consequences. Your journey would be emotionally similar to the emotionally unstable girl that is in every season of The Bachelor. The journey will kick your butt. It might kick you into action and get you moving, all at the cost of carbs. It will also get your body into ketosis, after which you can reduce carbs easily. Indeed, completely cutting out carbs in the first week of your new life as a fitness freak can be very beneficial on occasion. Fitness experts say that moving on to a diet that primarily based on vegetables, lean proteins, and good fats can be a stepping stone in the process to get into a normal carb consumption, which is about half a cup of carbs or less every time you have a meal. But enough about warnings. You decide to do it. Here is how it goes. Day 1. This is the high day. You feel amazing. Diet. What diet? Your body is feeling good, but your mind feels amazing. You feel like a skinny legend already until lunchtime rolls around. You will get hungry immediately, and your body will pull you towards hot dog stands. But you have ironclad self-control. You resist, and suddenly your stomach stops acting like a lion and growling. Your mind feels good again until dinner. Now, your stomach will get particularly annoyed because it can see that you have bread in your kitchen and you are not running towards it immediately. It will punish you by feeling weak and lifeless. The only natural thing is to lay down to watch Netflix and pretend you don't exist. Suddenly, the second day comes. You think this day might be different, and it will be different. It will be worse, because your body is operating on zero carbs, as sugar is pretty much used up in one day. This is the middle of the carb fast, when you don't have carb in your system, but also your system hasn't started to burn fat as the primary source. So the second day will be a blur of pretending you don't want donuts and feeling fatigued. If you are prone to headaches, well, then you might start hurting at this point. But the real Keto Flu party starts on day 3. So you'll wake up fine on day 3 because your body will forget that it's being tortured just for a while. When it remembers, then it will wreak havoc. You will feel incredibly weak and almost like you want to kill someone when you can't truly move your body. The temptation to eat bread is the hardest to push away when you feel like you'll die without sugar. Your mind will also fog up, and you'll have a hard time concentrating. To add the pain to this mind fog, you might get a splitting headache, which might go away with fluids, or not. You will finally get the sweet release of sleep, but too soon. Day 4 will come. Now, this is kind of weird, because it may be a torture chamber for people like us who inhale pastas instead of air. But it will start to get easier if you're already on the fitness wagon, somewhat, and eating whole wheat stuff. Make no mistake, it will still suck, and you will still feel tired and angry at yourself for doing this, but it will be less awful if your body is used to getting less carbs. Things would pretty much be the same on day 5. One change though, you will get thirsty. Really thirsty. This is not random at all and has a science behind it. The carbs that you eat actually hold the water inside your body. Once the carbs disappear, there is no way for your body to hold on to water longer than it used to replenish its cells. So there is no storage. This will lead to you drinking a lot and using the facilities even longer. Prepare to feel like an old person because you'll be up most of the night, chugging water, and going to the restroom. Day 6 will be hopeful. After all, this is the day that seemed so out of sight. You wanted to scream. Finally, you can count the seconds to your first donut after torture. You will generally feel better as your body accepts that carbs are just not in its near fate. It starts to burn fats more efficiently, which gives you some energy and even some sanity. You will feel less angry and threaten to kill less people. Of course, there is the possibility of a headache, but mostly you will feel tired, like you have run a marathon. Finally, day 7 will come. You will feel ecstatic. Now you can truly count down the seconds to your first bite of a carb-filled sweet treat. You can hardly wait. No, really, you will probably make yourself sick by watching the clock click by. You will be checking the time to see if you can finally eat, and it will feel like the longest day. Physically, you will feel a lot better. In fact, day 7 is the best days of all. You have hope, and you have slightly more strength. When you go to bed, you will get up to chug water because you will be thirsty still. But then you will see the clock has lined up 4 zeros. It is time to gorge. Actually, you'll have the choice to stuff carbs down your throat or change your lifestyle to eat a normal amount of carbs. What will you choose? Comment below and we'll pin the best one. Like this video and share it with everyone you know. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. This was BigFactz, bombifying your mind, one video at a time.